Welcome to another edition of Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast. I'm sorry. Welcome to the new edition of Shoot the Messengers. I'm your boy Professional Sutton.
And I'm your boy Chris G.
And I'm handing in my pink slip.
Jersey. So hold on, let me get our
Do something. Do something.
Oh man.
Let me get these levels right, man.
Oh man.
So
let me tell you something. Today's a beautiful day. Today's a beautiful day.
I bet it is, man.
It's a beautiful day. And
Where my brother Terrell at, man?
Rel is on. He watching right now. Shout out to my brother.
No, that ain't your brother. That's my brother.
Let me tell you something. Above everything,
that's my brother.
That's my brother right there.
Rel, you got a new brown brother.
But,
okay.
Rel went in hard.
Rel went in hard. He went in hard right after the game, and I'm like, bro, like. Listen, there's a bunch of professional athletes on that court. All right? There's a bunch of professional. Listen, where was Kevin Love at?
Sleep.
Where was Kevin Love at during that game?
But here it go. But so
JR came to play. Kyrie, listen.
I don't even want to talk about the game.
But Rel, I just want to say this, right? So last year, around this time.
Say something. Say something real.
Say it with chest.
Last time this year.
One pillow.
Once when the Cavs won this whole thing, these two was quiet.
No,
yes, you was.
First of all, as soon as we started off the show,
Chris ain't never been quiet.
I ain't never been quiet. As soon as we started
off
the show, I said,
fuck LeBron.
Fuck LeBron.
Exactly.
That's the first thing I said.
And that was the only thing he said. That was the only thing. So basically, Rel, listen, I'm going to put out the show.
Dave, what up, yo?
Okay? I'm going to put out the show. What happened was, after LeBron and the Cavs took it, these two was basically, listen, they gave me the set.
Listen,
they gave me the set.
I'm gonna let you go right now.
Yeah, but we gave
you the set.
We gave you the set because it was 3-1. It was 3-1. Y'all made a miraculous comeback.
Yep.
You deserved every moment,
every bit of it,
to feel yourself.
Nah, I was good.
And you did you good
ass. Just like you deserve everything that's about to happen.
You ain't about to say nothing, Ruck.
Okay.
Yo,
we already had this discussion.
You gotta turn it down.
Yeah.
We already had this discussion.
Cut it off.
We already had discussion. So we got
Let's get right to it.
Yeah, go ahead. Please get right to it.
And just know my big sister watches. She punched people in the face.
That's fine. That's fine. Tell her I'm dark skinned and cute. She ain't gonna hit me.
I'm trying to tell him.
I'm dark skinned and cute. She ain't gonna hit me, man.
I mean, honestly, I don't want to talk about the game. I really want to talk about everything that happened after.
Sure, let's go.
No.
No?
If he's gonna start off with that, we gotta talk about.
I ain't got nothing to say. Okay.
To say
wait, hold on. Wait.
I'm gonna leave the floor open so you can talk about the game.
Fuck KD.
And you deserve to say that, right? But no.
Yo, I love it.
Let's put all the game
together.
4. Let's put all the game 4 and 5 in real perspective here.
I ain't got all day.
Okay, let's put it in real perspective here. Game 4, they came out and the Cavaliers had to break an all-time NBA Finals record.
We already talked about that.
Right? No.
Now
I don't want to hear that. They had to do all of that just to get the dub. To get the dub.
Against the Dubs.
They go to Golden State, and I got Richard Jefferson.
Stop. What up, baby?
Mr. 176-year-old Richard Jefferson talking about, I know they don't want to come back to Cleveland. They talk about we don't want to take a flight out here. We win tonight. I know they don't want to come back to Cleveland. JR talking heavy. Tristan Thompson talking about Gator never been about that. Never been about
that.
Never.
Tristan Thompson.
Ever.
Tristan Thompson I wasn't worried about now. JR, I believe JR when he said
it was that whole Chloe effect. I keep telling you.
Tristan was walking around with monkey nuts. Walking around with monkey nuts.
Gator ain't never been about that.
Talking about who he is and who he ain't.
Yeah.
I don't know who the fuck you thought Tristan Thompson was, but he ain't him.
How can you talk about yourself in the third person in a span of 2 seconds?
2 seconds. Talk about yourself.
Tristan. No. Tristan Thompson ain't never been about.
that.
It was good for TV.
Man, you don't go play in traffic right now,
right? But and Kevin Love and Kyrie and everybody, they was hungry for Game 5.
Yeah.
So they came out. Game 5 started. I'm watching the first quarter, and literally the words. I'm talking to Dave. Shout out to Bub. Talking to him at the job. I said, yo, Warriors don't want this dub
Tone,
today.
what up?
I said Warriors don't want this dub today.
It was my fault because you know what? Because I watched the game.
Listen, don't put all that pressure on yourself. But
it was my fault.
I'm watching the first quarter. Yeah, first quarter, I'm watching it, and I'm saying, "Yo, Warriors don't want this dub." They looked like they thought it was going to be a cakewalk, and Cavs was playing. Cavs came out the ball straight off the rip.
9-0 run.
9-0 run.
9-0.
They talking right off the run, and the second quarter get popping, and here come that avalanche, that Golden State run that I felt that I hadn't seen. All finals against the Cavs. I hadn't seen that run yet.
Let me tell y'all this. If y'all not understanding what y'all hearing, it is the beautiful stylistics of Negro Damas, Christopher Latavius Gay. Go ahead, continue, bro.
Senior.
Senior.
The third.
Get that right.
So they get that beautiful 35-11 run. And mind you, the last 9 points that the Cavs got at the end, like the last 40 seconds of that game was all luck. Well, I mean, the LeBron to the lane, that was money, but the two JR fadeaway threes, those was crazy.
It was just like,
those was crazy.
It was like Wesley and White Man Can't Jump. He was like, luck. Pure luck.
Pure luck. But listen, JR was money. JR was money. JR was smoking.
Jersey.
Fast forward all the way to the end, to the fourth quarter, 4 minutes left. It's a 5-point game.
Yep.
It's a 5-point game. It's not like you got to the fourth quarter and, they just blew the doors off. They Cavs wouldn't let the Warriors blow the brakes off.
Tell them what happened. It wasn't this. It was all that.
It was all of that. It was all of
that.
Chef
Curry with the pop.
Chef Curry, KD, Andre Iguodala.
Well, hold on. Shout out to Shamik, in Sports Unfiltered, because he on here right now talking about
what
enough
up,
of this. LeBron's still the best player.
Thank you.
We going to get to that. We are going to get to that. Yeah, go ahead, take it. Talk to him for a minute. Listen, you need some help.
Hey, yo, man, I got you, man.
LeBron,
listen, I got you.
Let me finish. Let me finish before we get to that.
I'm going to let them keep lying, yo. I got you, man. I got you.
So in the closing 4 minutes of the NBA Finals, KD, with the heavy assistance from Steph Curry, put him away. When it was about 2 minutes and it was like a 14-point lead, I said, yeah, it's over. Because they kept going basket for basket, and I said, well, she's not going to win. You got to get some stop. They couldn't get no stop.
And then he hit KD's shots. KD mixed with Curry shots. The three fading away on Kevin Love at the top of the key.
Yeah, money.
Pull-up joint on the wing.
Pull-up joint. The turnaround. This was about 15-foot. LeBron checking him hard. The turnaround, dream shake.
Get that
shot.
All that.
And then it was like, JR, hold on. Then to me, this is what ended the game. JR comes down, hit a 4-point play. It's a 9-point game. Steph Curry come down, dagger 3. Just over. Oh, and that was the game. And that was the game after that. And listen, I salute the Golden State Warriors. I don't care if people don't like what Kevin Durant did. I don't care if people salty.
Mad at KD? I ain't even mad at KD.
I don't care. Listen,
I should be the only one in the room upset right now.
Here's the thing, right? Everybody coming at KD. Oh, you joined the super team. You did all this. You did this, that, and the third.
Oh man, that's why my man Chris nice with the oop.
Everybody mad at him. But we acting like he David Wested. Like listen, David West got onto the bandwagon. Now I will say he gave some quality minutes in that game 5. He gave some stop it. On that big run, David West was in the whole run.
Lucky shots.
And he did a Marshawn Lynch. You kiss a motherfucker in the mouth.
Right?
Lucky shots.
Yo, it was a quality run with David West in there. But this is still Steph Curry team, but KD led them in the final.
Yo, Rail, I'm just letting Chris talk. I'm just letting him and Rail talk.
We're going to get to everything Rail said. We're going to let you get your rebuttal, all of that stuff. You can be mad all you want that KD left OKC.
He did the right thing.
And he went to the Warriors, and you would never, none of y'all that are criticizing, y'all would never leave your job to go to a better job. That's easier to make your life better. You would never do that. So, all the hypocrites can really suck one. But KD, he showed up. He averaged 35 for the whole NBA Finals. He was a man possessed. They couldn't stop him. You can't do nothing but give him credit. Now listen, LeBron's still the best player in the world.
He
averaged a triple-double. He averaged a triple-double in the finals.
Literally, Craig.
Let me tell you something. I can give you games where Kyrie wasn't there. I can give you games where Kevin Love wasn't there. I can't give you a game where LeBron wasn't. Mm-hmm. All right? LeBron did his thing. LeBron is great.
Can we?
But you got to give it to KD now. You can't be salty that he went to a team. It's no competitiveness. This is ruining the NBA. I heard a lot of that on Facebook. Yo, highest rated NBA Finals since 1996. Yo, refresh my memory. Who was in the 96 NBA Finals? Who was in the 96 NBA Finals? The player that people love to compare LeBron to. Who was in the 96 Finals?
That was Michael Aloysius Jeffrey Jordan.
Everybody watching. Everybody who's saying they hate the Warriors or they hate LeBron and they hate the Cavs, everybody was watching in record numbers. Mm-hmm. Record numbers. You love this shit. Mm-hmm. Jim Jackson said it best. He said it best on Colin Cowherd's show on Tuesday after the win. Mm-hmm. He was like, everybody talking about they want this competitiveness, they want a level playing field. We seen it. It was New Jersey versus San Antonio. Nobody watched. Nobody watched.
Yo, first of all, Jim Jackson, if you ever disrespect my state again with that slump forehead that you got, I don't care if you dated Halle Berry or not. Can we get to the real rhetoric that's going on?
Go ahead.
Spell it.
So let me see what the haters are saying. Let me see what the haters are saying.
So this is why.
Fuck you, DJ.
This is why I really, really detest these LeBron fans. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Now it's, it took a super team to beat him. Oh, he ain't never seen nothing like that before. Oh, that's the most firepower he ever faced. Oh, they have 4 All-Stars since the super team. Listen, come on, son. Now, this is what I have a problem with. The person that created the super team.
He didn't create. Stop it. Stop. I won't let you say that, bull.
He
did not create no super team. Come on now.
Talk about it.
So here it is. And I'll talk to you then, Chris. The person that created the super team, right?
Go ahead. Talk that talk.
He went to Miami in 2010, right? The only person that was there was Dwayne Wade, Udonis Haslem.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
That's it. That's the only person that was there.
Yep. They reconstructed that whole team.
To talk about.
Yeah.
So you add Chris Bosh, you add LeBron, right? You have 3 of the top 10 players in the league on the same team at that time.
Yeah.
Who else besides Boston, right? You had a Boston Big 3 that was old, right?
Cut it out. They still won the championship. I want that old stuff.
They didn't win the championship that year.
They didn't.
Yes.
No,
okay. But they still won the championship. So please stop acting like they didn't go to Boston to win the championship.
They were 3 years removed from a chip, though.
Listen.
3 years removed from a chip.
Listen, not only 3 years removed,
they still started.
All of those players were in their early 30s.
Yes.
While they were in their 20s.
Yes, sir.
Right? Okay. You got an LA team, aging Kobe, Powell, right?
Yep.
Kobe.
Crazy Andrew Bynum, right? So you got that going on.
Artest too. Don't forget Artest.
Ron is what I call him, right?
Lamar Odom.
So you got Chloe.
Hold on. Let me hold on. I just got to address my brother is saying, yo, it's not the same. He does, and I hear a lot of that. That is not the same.
It is the same.
No, it's not.
It is the same. No. It is the same. Because if you go down the roster, it's the same.
No, it's not.
Okay, it's the same sandwich. It's the same sandwich.
No,
you ain't gonna shoot me.
No.
It's the same sandwich.
It's the difference between a good team and a super team.
Okay.
Come on.
So listen, I asked you the same question, right? Him and his good friend Rich London put up the picture of Draymond, KD, Steph, and Clay holding up their All-Star jerseys, right?
Yep.
He said super team. Because they got 4 All-Stars. That's what he said. Did you not say that?
And they got a good bench.
Okay.
Yes.
You said that, right?
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember a couple years ago when the Atlanta Hawks, everybody almost in the starting 5 made the All-Star team?
I do remember that. I do remember
Were they a super team?
Hell no.
Okay. Let's take it a step further. We go back. What year is this? Listen, look at this. Is this 2006? The Detroit Pistons, Ben Wallace, Sheed, Tayshaun,
And
Chauncey, and Rip, all five starters.
No, first of all,
starters
no,
in the All-Star game.
No,
they weren't.
No,
and they won the championship, right?
That was no.
Okay,
no, we're not talking about that.
That's not a super team.
No.
Okay.
No.
So it's not a super team.
No, it's not a super team.
Because you're talking about two light-skinned dudes.
No.
And two dark-skinned dudes.
No.
That's why you're saying that?
No. What MVP that was a superstar in the league joined that team? I'll wait.
Okay. You talking about...
I'll wait.
Listen, you talking about a two-time MVP, right? And then you talking about a one-time MVP winner. When LeBron joined the Miami Heat.
No, the second best player.
Wait a minute.
Go ahead.
When
I'm going to finish you lying.
Ashley Reed said it's not the same as
when
well.
LeBron joined the Miami Heat, right? He was a former MVP, right?
Former MVP.
D Wade hadn't won an MVP, Finals MVP, but not a league MVP.
Right.
Correct.
Chris Bosh hadn't won one. However, still, if you looked at it, top three.
No. What was
a question to you? Hold on, a question to you.
No,
if LeBron joins the team with Dwayne Wade and knowing Chris Bosh, it was either going to be Chris Bosh or Melo. Everybody knew that.
Everybody knew.
So just on face value, what is that?
Okay.
Well, for everybody saying that's not the same,
I'm gonna let you finish.
For everybody saying it's not the same,
I'm gonna let you finish.
Miami was not a 73-win team.
Nope.
They did not lose in the finals. That specific point, no, that is not the same.
Now,
but if you put LeBron on a team with another Hall of Famer, fuck All-Star, Dwayne Wade at that point was already going to be a Hall of Famer. Already.
Chris, let's give
him
another.
What do you think you're going to see?
Chris,
y'all gonna let me answer?
Let's give him another point, though.
Y'all gonna let me answer?
Chris. Miami, before LeBron got there, was what? An NBA what? Champion. Golden State,
5 years removed.
KD got there.
5 years removed.
Was what? An NBA champion. You gotta say it like The Rock.
Hold on.
Champion.
When did
come on, son.
What Miami
won?
Miami won in 06?
Mm-hmm.
Miami won in 06. Mm-hmm. And then
I can't see my face.
He made me pull out the nap. Listen, you gotta do The Rock again. It doesn't matter. Who won in 07?
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. This shit in this. No. The way Kevin Durant joined Golden State
was a sucker move.
I don't think it was a sucker move.
I'm still saying that because I'm an OKC fan.
And if you feel it, right.
Sucker move.
If you want to feel it's the sucker move, then it's a sucker move. But please, if you feel so vexed in your heart that KD is a snake.
I still didn't answer that.
If you feel that way, whatever job you do, if your boss comes to you with a better way to do your job, say, no, I don't want to do it that way. I want to be competitive with everybody else. Stop it.
Please jump on. I want to hear this.
So here's the thing, right? So when you're talking about a good team versus a super team, and again, I'm not classifying them as a super team, but let's not sit here and
classifying who as a super team.
Golden State. I'm not.
It took a super team to beat LeBron.
Who said that?
You did.
I never said that. I never said that. No, I didn't. I said it took an Olympic team to beat them. Okay? They ain't no super team.
But Kyrie and Kevin Love was in the Olympics.
But listen. Okay.
And they got a gold medal.
I'm talking about that team that they assembled. First of all, listen.
So you think they had to play the dream team?
First of all, let's rewind that.
Come on.
What really got me, I don't care. KD could go, I don't give a damn where he go. Mm-hmm. But what really got me was like, okay, so in 2010, when LeBron did it, he was talking about that shit. Oh, everybody want to go to the Heat. Everybody want to go to the Lakers. Yep. It's like, yo, cut it out. Okay, listen.
Yep.
My thing is,
you right for that one.
My thing is, so now you got the opportunity to go to again. If he had went to a team where he can make them better, I'd say again. I'm not knocking him.
He didn't make the Warriors better.
They didn't need him.
Hold on, no. That's not the question.
They didn't need him.
No. That's not the question. Did he make them better?
Listen. If my Charger is running out of gas and give me gas, of course it's going to run better. If I'm adding another piece, sure.
Yeah, you answered your own question.
Okay.
If he make it better, why would you want
But then you asking me a good team versus a great team, and a team that was always 73 wins, already still. They were already, the favorites to win the Western Conference. and then you join that team. So when you talk about the team that LeBron been a part of, if you look at that Golden State team, they got a deep bench. They got 4 to 5 players that were already good. You tell me. I'm not done.
Okay.
You tell me. Besides,
I want you to help him with
besides the hurting Bosh, besides the hurting Wade, who else did they have?
Hold on, but they weren't that. Oh, first of all,
I didn't say I said hurt.
No. Get them at their apex.
I said hurt.
No, because Golden State right now is at their apex. Everybody's healthy. Everybody's young. Blah 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 blah. Miami at their apex. Healthy Wade, healthy Bosh, Ray Allen, Shane Battier.
Ray Allen came the next year.
No. I'm talking at the apex. The apex is
the second year when they had
when they beat the Spurs. When they beat the Spurs. Ray Allen, Mike Miller, Shane Battier. They did struggle. Shane Battier, LeBron, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, Udonis Haslem.
Do me a favor.
Who's their big man?
Do me a favor.
Birdman.
Joel Anthony. Do me a favor. So you said Golden State is a super team.
I didn't say a super team.
Okay.
I said that they were
Most
great
people
team.
are saying Golden State is a super team or a great team because of the 4 All-Stars that they got.
And their bench.
Team.
Right? And their bench.
Okay. So now let's go to the bench.
Cavs fans wasn't trying to say that during the beginning. No. Cavs fans was saying that the OKC bench is trash and their bench is way better.
State. Who said that?
A lot. Go watch Colin Cowherd. Go watch First Take. So they were all trashing on Golden State bench.
I'm talking about me. I ain't talking people trying to get ratings.
This is what I'm trying to say.
What are you trying to say?
You saying the bench, right? So
the overall team.
Okay. Let's just look at the bench for a sec. You talk about David West.
Yep.
But y'all have JR. You talk about Sean Livingston. Y'all got Sean. You talking about Patrick McCaw, which is a rookie. Y'all got Kyle Korver, right? You talk about
Ian Clark.
Y'all got Darren Williams, right? And listen, everybody that we name, with the exception of probably Shump and JR, you have all-stars on your bench. You bought Channing. You bought
JR was an all-star before.
What year? 2005.
Listen.
We talking about recently.
Darren and Kyle was all-stars.
I ain't talking about when we was in high school.
Hold on. Then you talk about
recently, within the past 2 years.
They got Zaza and JaVale there, right? Mm-hmm. Y'all had Channing Frye that y'all bought in. Mm-hmm. All of a sudden couldn't play in the series.
Didn't see him, but one game.
Didn't see him.
But one game.
I don't know. So when you talk about their bench is that much better, no. What it is that they were the better team because top to bottom and with that system, they play a better brand of basketball than the Cavs do.
And you throw a KD in there.
Hold up. But you still have 2 of the most unstoppable players in the league. LeBron and Kyrie.
Best ISO players in the league.
Period. And they proved their mettle. What gets me is when you have these LeBron fans that say it took a super team, but then you got also the fans that say, yo, Bron outplayed KD. Because he averages a triple-double. I know we in this phase of mumble rap, and I know we in this phase of NBA people that just say, yo, if you crossed him and missed the shot, you still crossed him though. Right. So he averages a triple-double, right? KD averaged 33. I think
he did good.
It was 34. It was 34 and 35 he averaged.
I think he averaged 35.
He had 35.2, 8.4 boards, 5.4 assists. He had a steal, 92% from the free throw line, 55% from the floor, 47% from the 3-point line. Right? So listen, because what I'm going to is, how can somebody say that this guy got outplayed? Right? Because LeBron had the triple-double, which was impressive, but still had its flaws.
Well,
so how do you get outplayed? Or how do you outplay somebody and you still lose the series? That's what I'm kind of asking.
I mean, come on.
Then, this is the other thing that nobody want to say about your godson. This is the big thing that nobody wants to say about your godson. That in all of these games, especially games 1 and 2, and watch how Chris agree with me, right?
He can always agree with you.
Especially in games 1 and 2, what up with your godson being the worst free throw shooter of any other
he was horrible.
Listen.
He was horrible.
Not only, listen, you talking about, the Spurs series, 2014.
He's horrible.
79.3% from the line, right? 2007, when he was young, 69% from the line, right? Against the Mavs, another 60% from the free throw line. against the Warriors this year, 64% from the free throw line. I mean,
bro, I got somebody.
He the man, right?
I got Tammy.
You right can hit a free throw.
Hold on, I got a shot because Tammy, she talking.
They free.
She a loyal listener, so I got to shout her out.
Tammy, what up?
Tammy says, "How the hell are we comparing KD to LeBron? Bottom line, KD had more help." But hold on. But before you answer it, I'm going to say to Tammy that was the help that LeBron asked for. He constructed most of that. He wanted all his boys. He wanted Darren Williams.
Okay. So listen.
Corver,
listen. So
let me ask you a question because I want you to comment on Tammy, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
So we just finished having, and everybody in America has been having the conversation between Jordan and LeBron being the best, blah blah blah, right?
Yeah.
We can all agree. Because we heard it come out of his mouth, not once, not once, not twice, not 3 times. We heard it come out of his mouth, and he said, we need help.
Yeah.
Right? Just for Tammy. KD did the same thing that LeBron did. He went and got more help to win. Right? But if you're talking about in comparison,
he got an AK-47.
You know who ain't never, but you know who ain't never, ever publicly asked for help?
Who?
That boy Michael Jeffrey.
Stop lying. Let me tell you.
Help?
Yes, because that's why he got Tony Kukoc. That's why he got Tony Kukoc.
You know what?
Cut it out, man.
Okay. Now you watch too much ESPN to make a statement like that.
Here we go.
You know why he never asked for Tony Kukoc?
Because there was no Twitter.
No.
That's
because
why.
When they went, if you look at the Dream Team documentary, right?
Oh, yeah, when they went
Jerry Krause is the one that wanted Tony there. And if you looked at Michael and Scotty said, we're taking turns to show Jerry that he better get this out of here.
That's cool. Okay. But still though, again, when you look at social media, they didn't have social media back then. Okay. So let's not act like Jordan wanted to say, okay, this is what I want. Cause Jordan could have had anything that he want. And he did construct his team.
Listen, Jordan. I'm not one to compare Jordan to LeBron.
I'm not either. I'm not either. Like you can't compare them.
You can't compare them.
It's a different time. You can't.
We're not saying.
Jordan was a bull. Jordan wasn't going to ask for no help. Jordan was a bull. He wanted to do it all by himself. Now, granted, he couldn't. He needed Scotty.
He needed
Scotty.
He needed Dennis too.
And he needed Dennis too. But he didn't ask for him.
He needed Tony.
He didn't ask for him.
Nope.
But he needed him.
But the other thing that we got to consider too is, again, this.
Let me just say this. Let me just say this, right?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Because I'm trying to figure this out.
But
trying to figure out where you're coming from.
But listen, you're not going to figure me out. We're not going to agree. But it's all good. My thing is, I'm not mad at KD, okay? And like Isaiah Thomas said it.
More.
I'm not mad at him, but like Isaiah Thomas said, he said, don't be mad at KD. Be mad at the OKC organization. Yeah. You know what I mean? He said, be mad at them because that team you had was Golden State before Golden State.
Listen, everybody in the NBA, if they really want to talk just, nuts and bolts about everything, y'all should be blaming us. And I say us because I'm an OKC fan. Y'all should be blaming us for everything. You should. Because we had a team that was constructed to be
now listen.
Everything
he wanted for at least 10 years.
Hold on. And they let it all go.
Yes.
All go because their owner didn't want to pay $4 million.
That's it.
Exactly.
That's it.
$4 million.
Because Sam Presti
didn't want
is
to
like
do it.
that.
Now listen.
And you're probably going to do it again with Russ.
Now listen. I'm not going to talk as the LeBron James fan. I'm going to talk as the person that knows sports. Okay.
Right, there we go.
Here we go. Now we can talk. Now we cooking with grease. Let's go.
Listen. You have to remember, okay? KD been in the league
10.
KD been in the league 10 years, okay?
LeBron been in 14.
14. But again, after 7 years, LeBron said, listen, I need help. You ain't giving me help. I'm out of here. It took KD 9 years to say, you know what? I went from Seattle. I went from OKC. Now I don't know where this team's going. I got to get my chip.
Wait, listen,
you know what I'm saying?
Hold on. Before you say that, the thing is, this is the difference that people don't really understand between KD and LeBron. LeBron looked at the landscape of everything that he was facing, right? Just coming. I'm sorry, but I had to jump in.
Go.
Just jumping off of that Washington series, right? Finally getting over the hump, beating Gilbert, getting to the NBA Finals,
used to be
right?
some hell of a series too.
Run into the Spurs, which at that time you're talking about a young Tony Parker,
Don't remind
Manu that was in his peak, and Tim Duncan is just Tim Duncan.
And let's talk about the scrubs.
Yeah,
scrubs that was on You got to depend on Boobie Gibson,
he had nobody.
Donyell Marshall.
So he
David
rightfully did. When LeBron went to Miami, I was not mad at it because he was the beginning of all these young athletes saying, "I'm taking my own future into my hand," which I always give him props for. KD's situation was different. You go from Seattle, right, where you're in Seattle. The only person that you got with you right now that you could consider an athlete at that time was Jeff Green.
Yep.
You got Jeff Green and Nick Collison. Mm-hmm. People discount the Jeff Green effect.
Jeff Green used to be a killer.
Yeah. You go to OKC. So now you get James and Russ and Serge, right? You still got Jeff. And now y'all start to get better, right? It was different from what LeBron had to go and do because KD's help was taken away from him.
Yeah. I mean, listen.
Jeff Green traded.
Listen, I'm not
James
just
traded.
But listen, like I said,
Serge,
I understand what he had to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I respect what he had to do. Again, listen, people that don't like it and that's competitive, listen, of course, I'm a LeBron fan. Of course, I'm not going to admit, like, yeah, good job. No, because I don't like to lose. But now that I'm over it, he did the right thing. He did the right thing.
He's ripping up my notes and everything, America.
Listen.
He's like, don't write that down.
Listen, if LeBron didn't win it last year, I probably would be pissed. 3 in a row, I would have been tight. You know what I mean? But I understand what he's doing. I understand what a lot of these athletes are doing because they're taking their destiny into their own hands. Especially when like these black athletes. I think you got these white owners who still feel, listen, you're going to do what I say and you're going to like it. And when you look at players like Iverson, you know what I'm saying? When you look at players like Charles Barkley, when you look at a lot of players who are, you know, like, and that's the era that we came from. Listen, you gotta be loyal to your team, to your family, your job. I get that, but these young players, exactly.
Yeah,
but exactly. But now it's like, listen, I gotta do what I gotta do for me. So when KD did that, why not? You know what I'm saying? And like Chris said, you can't say that they took the easy road, that he took the easy road because he still was playing in the finals. You know what I'm saying? He was dominating, and it wasn't nothing. It wasn't nothing that you could not do that you could do to stop him because he wanted it that bad. And I respect it, but I just, again, my only gripe was I was just laughing because, again, you know, Twitter and social media, they don't let you forget nothing. When he said, "Oh, now everybody want to go to the Heat and Lakers," I'm like, okay, show your role. But again, congratulations to him. People were kind of disrespectful towards his moms. You know what I mean? Like, you know, we gonna talk about, I'm not gonna talk about him by moms like that. Like, I'm not gonna disrespect that lady, but you know what? Shouts out to him, man.
You can't say that KD isn't a great player.
Yeah.
He has supreme talent.
Yeah.
He proved it on the big stage that he could go get you the buckets when you need them.
I'm not touching the youth team, man. I agree.
He was clutch in game 3, beyond clutch in game 3.
He won. The Cavs should have won that game.
They should have won game 3, and it was only because of the work that KD did that they won game 3. They come back. Listen, I know everybody gets upset. They think that they built a super team. But let's say KD is not on the Warriors, right? And they play the Cavs. Let me tell you why the Cavs have a better chance. It's because their main guy, and I always thought that this is a bad thing. I love Steph Curry is my favorite player right now. My favorite player, Steph Curry is. But the reason why Cleveland has a chance against them is why they looked good against them when Golden State won their first championship, why they can still compete is because when your best player is a small guard, it puts a lot of strain because he can get his shot. If you put LeBron checking Steph, it's a bad night for Steph, right? Because that's not who Steph's supposed to go up against. So they got somebody who was equal or just a little bit lesser than LeBron James. They go, all right, here, check him. Let's see what you do if you check him. Because Klay, great player, great shooter, but that's what he is. He's a spot-up shooter and a defender. He is really at the Mount Rushmore of D&3 guy. That's what Klay Thompson is. He is the best D&3 guy in the league, maybe even ever. Because he can play you hardcore from 1 to 4. He can play. And he can shoot a 3.
Except for Kyrie.
And he can get hot. Listen, you can say that. You can say that.
He did a good job.
But he did a fantastic job. You can't. The thing about Kyrie, and now you're getting me off subject, but Kyrie is a bad shot maker. And Klay could put you in the bad shot. And damn it, if you're going to make it, which is what Kyrie is a specialist at doing, I mean, what can you do? What can you do? So, listen, the Warriors are really custom made without KD to be a bad matchup when they got to play the Cavaliers. Mm-hmm. You got this freight train at LeBron that could just steamroll anybody you could put in front of him. Even when Iggy won MVP, Bron still averaged 39? Something crazy. Like, you can't slow him down, and Kyrie could cook on anybody. Period. End of story.
If he was in that series, it would have been different.
It would have been different in the first one. With all that being said, last year they were up 3-1. You got to close the deal, and I know Draymond got suspended. Some momentum things happened to get them out of it. Maybe if they didn't go for 73 and play, those. Listen, it's different. It's hard to get up for a Tuesday night game in Milwaukee, and they was doing that all season. And it might have burnt them out towards the end, but hey,
But this is the other thing too, man. That
can't stop it now.
That people aren't talking about. Y'all really acting like they wasn't that good last year.
Cool.
People are really acting like Golden State wasn't that good.
No, I think that's what a lot of people are upset about, because it's like, Golden State was already this good. Now he joins that team, and it's he's comfortable.
But I don't understand what people like. What are you supposed to do? You're supposed to go, you know what? Even though I can join this team, it will work out perfectly. I'll be a happier player. I can play in the system that I like. I'm not going to do it because I want to make it harder on myself because it's going to mean more. Nobody gives. Let me tell you something. It's like if I was going to go get fast food, you know what? I'm not going to get fast food. It's the easy way. I'm going to cook. It'll mean more if I cook and take my time to make it. Motherfucker, I'm hungry right now. I'm ready to eat right now.
But the thing is, nobody ever says this they never said it about the Big Three in Boston. You never heard this talk. No. You never heard it when KD went there. No. When KG and Ray went there. Never heard it. Right? You probably heard 3 weeks of the KD talk when Ray Allen went to Miami. Mm-hmm. Probably about 3 weeks. Then it was over, right? But he was doing the same thing. Ring chase. This is what our NBA, our NFL is predicated on. Yeah. We have people in this generation now, they are ring chasers.
Knock you if you don't got one.
Right? And the thing about it is, even some of the old heads that's going down like Barkley and people like that, like, bro, you fought your way out of Philly to get an opportunity to play for a ring. Exactly. When you dried up in Phoenix, you said, let me go to Houston.
Down to Houston.
Yeah. Right? Scotty did the same thing. I still want to get another ring. Let me go to Portland. I still want to get another one. Let me go to Houston. Right? Clyde Drexler did the same. Like, people have done this over time.
Clyde got his.
Yeah. Clyde definitely got his.
Two.
But the thing about it is, the reason people are so upset and the reason basketball fans are so upset is because what he did was go to a team that was a seamless fit. Mm-hmm. When Miami was constructed, they all had to learn how to play together. Mm-hmm. Kevin Durant went into a system that he wanted to play in. Yeah. Ball movement, player movement. If I'm open, you gonna give me the ball. That's what he did. He capitalized on on everything. And
Tammy said, "Ring chaser, not legacy chaser."
Okay, Tammy.
But who gonna remember though?
Tammy, don't be fooled if your boy don't start chasing himself and go into a better situation, because he got to fix that hairline. The weather in LA is better. Trust me, Tammy.
Listen,
he moving on.
Listen, let me ask you a
Cleveland is over.
Let me ask you a question. Gary Payton, great legacy.
I love Gary Payton.
Hey, wait a minute. Didn't Gary Payton get that ring at the end?
Yep. And guess what other two teams he went to?
He went to the Lakers. And then he went to Miami.
Wait, and you know what this... hold on. Yo, Chris, that's why you Negro Diamond Show, you picked up on what he said earlier. This dude said the Lakers
first team.
were a super team.
Yeah.
It was...
The Lakers were a super... A 43-year-old Karl Malone.
Shaq was still in his prime.
Karl Malone was 43 years old.
Let me tell you something, because them Wallace boys was sure making him look like he wasn't in his prime.
Karl Malone was 43 years old, and he had 2 pending child support cases.
Gary Payton was 173.
173. Because he walked down the street one day and said, I'm the isotoner. He ain't even say the glove. I'm the isotoner.
That team was Gary Payton. That team was Gary Payton, Karl Malone, Kobe, and Shaq.
Listen, and I want you to answer this, and I want Chris to answer this, because listen, my cousin says that the LA move for Bron doesn't make sense.
Don't.
Because you are out your 50 looking mind.
Don't.
Okay? You looking like 50 on power. You know it makes sense. Why does it? Listen, people said the move for him going back to Cleveland didn't make sense.
But here's the thing. When LeBron makes a move, he moves the NBA towards him.
Yep.
So let me tell you something. The Lakers have a lot of, after next year,
lot of money.
They don't got nothing on the book. So you telling me LeBron come, you know who else is free next year? Paul George.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
You know who else they got on the seat? Brandon Ingram. You know who maybe they drafted? Lonzo Ball.
Yep.
Oh,
You know
God.
what? Listen.
I would love to see.
And them shoes.
In them shoes. But
And them shoes.
This is what you got to think about when LeBron.
The league is a bunch of young boys.
When Bron made his move to Miami, the reason it made sense because the books was clear. The books was clear.
They've had enough to get by.
If LeBron moves to somewhere when other free agents are available, they are going where Bron's going.
Listen, people not understanding, and this is what we're going to break down for you. The reason that the move to LA makes sense is it's a money move. If you're looking at what it is right now, Cleveland's books are tied up for the next 5 years. You got to understand, they got 105 million.
Oh,
105 million with Kevin Love. 80 million with Tristan. Another
$2 $40 million contract
with Shump and JR. And then Kyrie's.
Fuck Dan Gilbert.
And then you got the 33 that's already tied up with LeBron, and he already said, I'm taking no shorts.
None.
At 32 years old, he's
shorts.
not taking no shorts.
He should.
So he want that guap. And
should.
he could probably be the first one to get close to a $300 million contract.
Oh, that'd be lovely.
So where, Allen Iverson?
And again,
Nick, where?
and again, like I told you, his mama don't stay in Cleveland.
Nope.
His wife, his baby mama don't stay in Cleveland.
He
His
gonna
kids
retire.
don't stay in Cleveland.
Nope.
They still haven't forgiven
Listen.
Dan Gilbert for that nonsense he spewed when he took his talents to South Beach.
He gonna
Side
retire.
pieces don't stay in Cleveland.
Stupid.
Nope.
Yo, don't you put that on my godson.
Where Rihanna be at all the time?
Don't you put that on my godson.
Say it again.
I ain't gonna say it.
L.A.
Sabrina. They lying. Now listen, so just to backtrack on what you said about the old veterans. So I think that what they want to see is again, and this is what kind of pissed me off because these old dudes, they want to see what they want to see.
He want to get
And
paid.
then,
What you think
and then when it
got rings.
when it don't work for them, then it's like, oh, it's bad for the NBA.
Right, well,
like,
because they didn't get it their way.
Exactly. Like, for example, they want everybody to stay in a shitty situation.
Mm-hmm.
They want everybody so if it was up to them, they would love to see, Kevin Durant go to a team like, I don't know, Memphis. I'm just throwing somebody out there. I'm just saying.
They want him to stay at OKC till he's too washed up to be a prime player.
And then they can talk shit.
Well, listen, you passed your prime now. You're not that good. Go see if you can chase one now.
And see,
Fuck outta here.
and sports had this way of kind of like chewing you the fuck out, but then say, oh, it's okay. Because like you said, and like I said, when you're past your prime, it's like, well, you know what?
They'll get rid of you in a heartbeat.
You know what? He served us. It's kind of like they're in the military.
Football is more prevalent,
like that.
It's more prevalent than that to basketball.
But basketball still do it. Listen,
Yes, they
yo,
do.
we love you. You were great.
Patrick
you gotta
Ewing.
go.
Yes.
Patrick Ewing.
Allen Iverson.
Yeah. Listen, this is the other thing that, and this is why I see both sides of the argument with the old heads, right? But people have to understand, for these old heads that are talking, back then, their NBA was more competitive. There were more so-called super teams or teams with more than 2 All-Stars than ever. You know what I'm saying? If you looked at the Eastern Conference just alone,
man.
in that Barkley era, right? Barkley had to go through Boston, he had to go through New York, he had to go through Chicago, he had to go through Indiana, you know what I'm saying? He had to go through Atlanta because you still had Dominique there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You had to go through Miami at one point.
Yeah.
So there were more like super teams then. You know what I'm saying? So I don't get what everybody talking about. It's just, listen, it's a different era of basketball. Yeah. It's something totally different. Listen, T, my man Tyrann on, he's saying, I know it's more of a thing about if you can't beat them, join them. Definitely was. But again, you talking about somebody in his 10th year in the league that said, yo, I really got to go get one, or I'm going to be one of the people like Barkley talking about,
but hold on.
What if he didn't?
I get you with the whole, well, you can't beat them, so you join them. So you want to take another 3-4 years off your career getting beat by Golden State and losing the best years of your career so you can be like, well, at least I didn't join them.
Yo.
Like, this ain't, this is what pisses me off the most. Yo, this ain't the military. Yo, it's just fucking basketball. It's just a game, yo. It's just a game. And if everybody's going to hold you to these absurdly high standards of morals that they don't even fucking live by.
That's
like,
true.
who the fuck are you? KD, better situation for you, good money. Nigga, go be happy.
Listen, at the end of the day,
capitulating to me for who the fuck am I?
Oh, spell it, tough guy.
Like, for real, like everybody. I know I'm going on a rant, but like everybody getting mad. Oh, KD did this. No, back in the day when it did it. Yo,
That's
who
a lie.
the fuck are you?
That's a lie.
Yo, but you know what the other thing is, and this is the reason why I'm no longer mad at KD, right? Because when he got on the stage, the 2 times that he's been on the stage, that boy showed his ass.
Yeah, he did.
He balled out. So he did everything that he was supposed to do. So again, Harry Stanley, Ivory Stanley,
Stanley brothers.
Bron did not outplay him because they didn't win, and this boy was cooking the whole time. Better team or not, individually, if you look at the numbers, they was cooking. He ain't averaging triple-double, but listen,
Personal
35, 8, and 5 sound good to me.
Steph Curry damn near averaged a triple-double. Like, people be forgetting.
And he was averaging 27, what? Almost like 8, 9.
He was averaging 27, 9, and 7.
Come on, son.
27, 9, and 7.
Kevin Love trying to get back to Minnesota.
He had 34, 10, 34, 10, and 9 in the closeout game. To go with Kevin Durant, 39.
I'll tell you right now.
Kevin Love trying to get back to Minnesota.
On,
okay, so let's, and I'm glad you said that. Let's segue right into this. If you are Cleveland, if you are all the people on Cleveland, the main core, besides the obvious that everybody keeps saying, trying to get Paul George, whatever, right?
Or Jimmy.
Or Jimmy. But listen, I put it to you like this. Just like you just said, jumping right on that. If I'm Kevin Love, yo, it was fun, fellas. It's too many dark-skinned people around here. Mm-hmm. I'm out. My father was, he was one of the Beach Boys.
Nah.
Listen.
That was his
uncle or something?
That was his uncle.
His uncle, holla. I'm out.
Were you going to LA?
I'm out.
Yo,
like an unpaid light bill.
He from there.
He from there. Listen, it's like Marshawn Lynch said. Listen, I had hella fun in Seattle, but I'm really from Oakland, though. I'm from there. It ain't even wet over here.
Yeah.
Like, he did all that.
He did all that.
You know what I'm saying?
In his people
like,
stance.
Son, it has to happen. Yeah. Because, again, LeBron is the ultimate businessman. Understand this, people. He is not only chasing a legacy, he's creating something.
He's trying to be a GM.
And what I told you the other day when we was off air, listen, he's already toppled the best story in sports. Cleveland had never won a championship. Yeah. He brought one back to where he's from.
Well, just a little plug, by the way, that was in my blog. Check it out.
Walking around wearing the bracelets. I promise.
Yeah. Listen, y'all didn't see the inside of that damn bracelet. I promise if we don't win, I'm out this bitch. That's what he's saying.
No, it was, I promise, and I wish a nigga would. That's what he had. That's what he had.
Yo, man, it's
going down. I'm not
man.
knocking Kevin Durant for doing what players should have did against Jordan years ago.
He was smart.
I'm gonna say it. I'm
smart.
gonna always reference it because this is my Caucasian brother. Max Kellerman said, yo, if you gonna take a shot at the king, you best not miss. You best not miss.
Yo, I put it to you like this. If there was a situation, right, and one of my all-time favorites, what up, Kim Jackson? One of my all-time favorites. If I'm AI, I'll lose that 2001? 2001. Mm-hmm. I'll lose that 2001 finals to the Lakers. I'm out. And Kobe, I'm coming out there with you. Imagine that.
I would have loved him. I would just
imagine that.
Just imagine AI and Shaq.
Always wanted to play with.
Yo,
Shaq
just imagine AI and Shaq.
Imagine that team.
You know, so okay,
I'm out.
So listen, so for all the old veterans, you know, who said, "Oh, that's not basketball." Let me tell you what the owners would have did back in the day. They would have seen Kevin Durant 10 years or so. You got about a few more years left. Let me get you, and give me some draft picks. Kevin Durant, you're gonna go to Denver. Just because, and that's what happened back in the day. So when all these guys, he was a sucker, he this and that, they would have said, listen, you're okay. Cause if they're already dismantling that team, they would have said, yeah, what can we get?
For Kevin.
What can we get?
Because we want to build around Russ now.
Exactly.
Listen,
exactly.
All that loyalty got y'all a bunch of anchor jobs. That's what all that loyalty got.
Yes.
And got y'all looking stupid every time Shaq or somebody else said, but you ain't played for a ring. You ain't got a ring. You don't know how it is.
Yeah.
All you have to do, right? Turn on NBA TV. Look at Chris Webber. Look at Grant Hill. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, Grant Hill was hurt too much, but look at,
you know what I'm saying?
Look at Chris Webber. Look at, all of those guys.
Look at Reggie.
Reggie.
Reggie had an opportunity too. Listen, people sleep on that. Doc called him and said,
called him to come to Boston.
Just come. All you got to do is second half, run around a couple screens. That's all.
Shoot a couple threes. We know you still got it.
Let it go. And I understand Reggie's state in saying, listen, that's not what I would do, blah, blah, blah. But again.
But this is Reggie being gone 2 years already.
Yeah.
If this was Reggie, still got 4 years left in him.
This is totally different. But again, in every conversation that we talk about, right? No matter what everybody says, how they're going back and forth, the only thing that people are going to remember is how many times you won.
Yeah.
Period. Because it pains me when people say Tim Duncan and Karl Malone. Tim Duncan was the best power forward ever, right? And they leave it hands down. I believe that Tim Duncan is probably one of the top power forwards ever. Mm-hmm. But it still don't take away with what Charles Barkley and Karl Malone did.
Right.
Because they could easily have that title too.
Easily.
But
what they don't got?
But they don't have no rings. So because they don't have no rings, that's what it is.
See, but you know what? But I think that's people that
you gonna be that backseat Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Listen.
You know what? But I just want to say this.
Listen.
So again, when people say that these guys don't got no ring, I don't think that it takes away from what they did. I don't think that it takes away from their accomplishments and what they did. So when dudes say, "Oh, dudes, they don't got rings, so that's why they're not here, they're not there," that's untrue. Like I can't rock with that. Like I can't rock with that. Like I'm not gonna put him here and him here. You know what I mean? Because he got more rings again. And I think that it's a crazy analogy, but I can't say Robert Ory's better than Jordan because he got the more rings and he hit a few big shots. I can't say that. But I'm like you said, I'm not gonna say Tim Duncan is the best, but you know what I mean? He is up there. You know what I mean? So
I mean, it depends on where you sit. And the thing is, it's not only that the people in sports judge you that way, the public does too. Because if you're a star and you don't have a ring, that's when you get the criticism. Of course, nobody's going to say that about Robert Ory. Robert Ory wasn't a star. Mm-hmm. Robert Ory was Big Shot Bob. Period. That's what people remember him for.
Great
and they say,
6-man.
And they say, listen, you got the rings. Steve Kerr. Listen, a lot of people don't notice that, but listen, he has 7 rings as a coach and a player now. And you don't talk about that because it's Steve Kerr. But
I mean, Phil Jackson wasn't that great in New York. Actually, think about it.
He wasn't that great at all.
But he did get a ring.
He gets all his clout from Chicago and what he did there in L.A. too. But think about it. When you talk about Steve Nash, you just don't have the same ring. We knew that Steve Nash was that dude. Yeah. 2-time MVP in the league.
I mean, one of them wasn't deserved.
Yeah.
But literally says Steve Nash just don't have that ring.
Don't have that ring.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying?
That's going to be my next blog.
But then you got all these other players now that I think, especially, I don't know what their standards now are for the Hall, and I love them. Tracy McGrady, a first ballot Hall of Fame.
That's crazy. I'm going to tell you what, if you are a broadcaster, you're going into the Hall of Fame.
And I like Tracy McGrady.
Yo, T-Mac, for like a 4-year period,
was the guy.
It was T-Mac and Kobe and
that's it.
Yo, pick your poison. You couldn't differentiate between them except for Kobe got the rings.
Yep.
T-Mac couldn't get out the first round.
Exactly. And that's what people talk about. Just like Chris Webber. If you look stat for stat, people talk about Chris Webber. If you look at his numbers, everywhere that he played,
except for Detroit.
Except for Detroit and except for Philly, even though he was close to a double-double there. If you look at his numbers, Chris Webber stands out.
Washington, Golden State, Sacramento.
Numbers.
That man right there.
Numbers.
And he probably got robbed out of 2 chips from LA.
Sacramento, yeah, man.
And he got robbed out of chips. But you know what the first thing people talk about when they talk about him?
He ain't got no ring.
No. He called timeout.
Yeah, you're right.
And that was in college,
thing.
man.
Nah, but yo.
They still talk about
that.
He's still mad about it. A grown-ass man. He's still mad about it. He don't talk to Jalen Rose just for that.
Yeah.
Just for that. So, again, you can talk about everything you want to talk about. Hey, listen. It has to do with the ring. And LeBron, of all people, knows that more than anybody. He knows that his legacy is always going to be parallel with Mike. And right now, the craziest thing is, right now, hate to say it, and you're going to call me a hater, he ain't even on par with Kobe right now. Kobe got 5 of them things. And he did it in great fashion.
So here's my question, right? So you know how LeBron went to the finals 8 straight times, whatever. I mean, sorry,
Amazing.
7.
Amazing.
So now, you think people still be talking shit? I mean, people still gonna be talking shit about LeBron, but do you think he'll come under more scrutiny if he didn't make the finals? Say like if it was like Tim Duncan, he didn't go like 7 straight times, but he went and he won.
He would, because people would say, "Yo, you so talented. How didn't you get to the finals this month?" And I think him getting to the finals is a gift and a curse.
Yeah,
it's
that's what I'm saying.
It's a gift.
That's what I'm saying.
Is. We absolutely agree with that.
That's crazy.
Listen, the person that you just brought up, nobody will ever say, "Oh, Tim wasn't that good," blah blah blah. But you also got to take into account who he was winning against, who he was playing in the era with. You talking about Shaq? You talking about Yao? You talking about Chris? You talking about a lot of great. There were big name players that always supplanted anything that Tim Duncan did. But you know what he always did, and what they always did as a team? They always had 60 wins a year. They was always
there.
Out of,
because they had
out
a
of
great
the first,
coach.
second, third.
They had a great
But
coach.
when the Lakers was good, the Spurs wasn't fucking with them.
That's what I'm saying.
The Spurs wasn't fucking
So
with them.
and then that's my thing, because like when teams were like really good, it's like, you know, like
I can make the argument. I can make a real argument that the Spurs only beat 2 teams in the finals that were like good teams.
the Heat.
They beat the Heat the year when they got the revenge, and the Knicks when they got their first one. Like those,
Yeah.
And we can debate the Knicks one because it really should have been Chicago, but we won't get into that.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the 2 where I'll be like, all right, they played some good teams.
Okay, but now make the debate, right? If you talking about talent for talent, it's no way that Bron and them should have lost the dirt.
No way.
No way.
No way.
But they did.
No, let me tell you something. He got 2 on him. He got 2 on him. That's a stain. That one's a stain. The one that he lost to Dallas is the biggest stain on his career.
Yes.
That's the biggest stain on his career. I think if he had that Dallas one, a lot of other things would kind of fall by the wayside, because that Dallas one was yours.
Because right now, he really can't beat Texas. If you look
No.
at it, he really can't beat Texas.
The Dallas one was the one I give him with him. And the other one that I would really have to give to him is Golden State the first time. And the reason I say that is because even though Kyrie got hurt and Kevin Love got hurt, yes, all that happened. They were up 2-1 in Cleveland. It should have been 3-1 going back to Golden State. He had that.
That's true, but
he had that one.
I think that, think that that's when Stephen
boy
Clay was
good.
like, yo.
That boy good.
The 3-1 kind of made up for the one from the year previous. But just imagine if no Kevin Love, no Kyrie, and he went out and he beat Golden State by himself.
Which he damn near did.
But he didn't. And
it still wouldn't have been enough.
And this ain't
horseshoe. It still wouldn't have been enough.
So people don't give up. No. Listen, that's hindsight. I'm telling you, if that would have happened, if he would have had the Dallas one, people will give him a pass for the Spurs one because, Miami, when he played him in Cleveland, he was too young.
Yeah.
When they lost the second time to the San Antonio Spurs, that Miami team was old and tired. They had been playing back to back to back to
Olympics,
Olympics. D-Wade was beat down.
The only thing the only thing that you can't say about that one, and Chris pointed out too, is that Miami team, it was old and tired. Well, not old. They were tired. But that San Antonio team was old and tired.
But you know what? Again, when you look at
Tim Duncan, he was literally on one leg.
But let me tell you what, though, when you got a great coach, you call a good scheme. Yeah. Because again, because coach, what's his name from Miami? Spoelstra. Yeah, Spoelstra.
Spo.
I mean, you know damn well we could have coached that damn Miami team.
Hey, wait, hold up.
Let's be real.
Hold up, Chris. He not going to rook us.
Let's be real.
Take that for data.
Let's be real. Like, again. And
no, listen, Spo is a good coach. Spo is up for coach of the year. He's not going to win it this year. D'Antoni going to win it.
But
he's
again,
up for, Spo ain't no bullshit
No,
coach.
he not. But you taking a young dude, giving him the keys to the Porsche. Now, a Ferrari said, listen, here you go. That's 800 horsepower on there. Don't speed. The fuck you mean I can't speed? Now, I come around that corner. I'm like, oh shit, how do I control this? It's again. So
like that.
now
smart.
the second year, now he's like, okay, now let me wrangle this thing back. Yeah. Let me come around that corner straight.
Stop talking about her team. Go Spurs, go. Sound like Skip Bayless. Go Spurs, go.
You know what I'm saying? So and then
actually, I like the Spurs.
And then if you look at Mike Brown, you know what I'm saying? When again, like I'm happy for him. He got a ring with Golden State.
I wish he was the head coach the whole time. But
for real. Yeah. Because again, he goes to that Cleveland. Now he got a fucking Pinto. Listen again, but and I'm happy. But again, you look at the coaches that LeBron had, Mike Brown, the talent he got. Now Mike Brown had a Pinto with no gas up a hill. How the fuck he gonna push that? You know what I'm saying? Now you look at Ty Lue coming in for another coach that really wasn't feeling the whole NBA experience.
I just figured it out, though.
You know what I'm saying?
I just figured it out. I know what they mad about. Y'all mad because y'all gonna have to buy another goddamn jersey. You know what? Y'all should have said that from the beginning.
See?
Y'all should have said that from the beginning.
See, anytime I'm spitting facts, I get mad. I'm just saying.
I ain't saying you.
I'm just saying.
I ain't saying you, but like, Rich London was happy when he went back to Cleveland because all he had to do was pull the joints back out the closet.
That's cool.
Now you got to be like, I wonder if I could get some real different kicks to go with this.
I hope the people who feel this vitriol for Kevin Durant.
This boy been spitting that Webster's.
You know why? Because the spelling bee was last week.
It was last week. I was feeling nice. I hope the people that feel that way about Kevin Durant, I hope you remember that when LeBron make his move next year. I hope you remember that. I hope you do. You know who I hope remember it? Nick Wright. Because you know why? Yo, shout out to my boy Terrence Wright, because he watching right now. That's my man. The only Wright that I fuck with is my boy Terrence Wright. That's the only Wright I fuck with. Because Nick Wright is got the, go on Twitter, there's a montage of Nick Wright about this year, about how he thought the Cavs was going to beat the Golden State Warriors. Because it was beyond stupidity. Beyond stupidity.
Listen, hey, Shannon Sharp, if you're available, please come to the show.
No.
Because I would like you to say.
No, like Skip say.
I'm rolling with the king. What?
That's not a bad road. That's not a bad move.
Skip. Listen.
Skip.
Listen, that's not a bad move.
You sound like Stewie or Family Guy when you say wheat thin.
Listen, y'all can stop talking about Shan. Okay?
Come on, man.
Y'all gonna stop. You know what I mean? So, again, it's Melo. Let me talk to you, Melo.
Yo, that's why I was mad at him.
Melo.
Now, Chris,
let me talk to you,
are
Melo.
my witness. You are my witness. Chris, how much trash was this dude talking about Carmelo this whole year?
Tons.
Now,
tons.
Guess who he said he won on Cleveland?
Listen. Yo, I don't think Melo worked. Listen, people need to come off this high horse.
Y'all gonna let me finish?
Carmelo Anthony is overrated. He is past his prime.
Hey.
And he should not be a piece that anybody in the NBA says is going to get me there.
Listen, Carmelo Juan Anthony, okay?
He need to worry about if Keisha's still alive. That's what Melo needs to worry
Melo,
about.
I know you want to play with your boy. So now you come to Cleveland. I know you tired of Phil Jackson, all in the videos, all on your Twitter account.
Listen.
Come to Death Row.
Listen, yo, all I gotta say is Melo and Deion Wade need to go ahead and just make that. Yo, listen, Gabby, please talk to this boy. I know you didn't okay that when he came in the house.
I'm gonna tell you what.
I know when he came in the house, you was looking at him like,
every little step I take.
Now, you know. If I was Gabby, I was like, Listen, you know Michael Ealy on Being Mary Jane, right? I will leave you in a heartbeat if you don't watch that mess out.
Yo, this dude look like David Ruffin for real. I said, this nigga crazy. This nigga went to Chicago and said, y'all can't quit me. I made y'all asses.
Yo, and he had a little taco meat.
You see that?
Yo,
right?
That nigga look like a 1987 drug dealer before the 88 came. He looked like he was selling cocaine, not crack.
Yo, Kane!
D-Wade like he was selling. D-Wade was selling straight bass, no crack. He was getting a pure white.
Yo, D-Wade was like, but they keep coming back for the bass. Yo, D-Wade, stop it, man. But yo, listen.
Hold on, yo, shout out Terrence, yo. You listen, when the show is
what
over.
What T. Wright said?
No, my boy Terrence Wright. Old Edgewood alum, fan of my art. Don't worry,
Ricky Waters.
You can watch the replay when we finish the show. You can watch the replay.
Ricky Waters, baby.
Yo, he was Ricky Waters. He was
Who the heck was I?
Who were you?
Because you were Jay Rice.
I was Jay Rice. He was Ricky Waters. Rich McCormick was Steve Young.
He was Steve Young. Who the freak was I?
Who was you?
I don't even know. You was Jay Rice. Who the heck was I?
Tom Rathman. You was Mike Allscott. Get busy. Let's
go.
That's not
bad.
Nah,
I don't know. Who was I? I
don't know the company.
I probably was Dion. I was Dion.
Probably you was Dion or something like that.
I was Dion. Must be the money.
Burton Hanks.
Yeah.
On neck.
On neck. Remember he threw that?
On neck.
Yo, I used to think he was gonna break his joint.
Yo, right?
I'm like, yo, is
this
he
dude
alive?
Yo, he wore a full turtleneck. I'm like, yo, dude had a turtleneck.
Yo, he wore a turtleneck and he still had mad neck shots.
Yo, right? Son, are you
36?
Yo, this is just what.
But now, you know what? It's and before we wrap up again, listen, I think that the off season is really going to be better than the season because we want to know what's going to happen. We're going to know, and then to kick it off, your godfather LeVar Ball over here. How the fuck is he getting show appearances? This guy on Jimmy Kimmel. He on the late night show. Like, yo, what's up with you?
Lonzo got a funny commercial out with Foot Locker. I don't know if y'all seen it.
Nah,
yet.
I ain't see it.
He just from the way he looked, I know he's seen it. Funny.
I gotta check it out.
And he going right at LeVar. It's funny. It's really, really funny. So
Lamar?
Lonzo going after
LeVar. Lonzo?
It's all joking, but he going like everybody talking about like a happy Father's Day thing, and they're remembering going fishing with their father, and they're like, I remember when my father got my high school coach fired for berating him on the sideline and stuff like that. It's like it's a real funny thing,
but it's real. It's real.
But it is real.
Oh, it's real.
You know, so real. I think we got that. I think we got the speculation of where LeBron going, where Carmelo going, where Paul George going. It's gonna be a shakeup again.
Yo, it's gonna be a new NBA.
I put it to you like this. Now, one move that I think people really, really need to be tuned in to, right? I know we're gonna talk about Bron. I know we gotta talk about Russ too. I know we're gonna talk about Russ. I know we're gonna talk about John Wall. There are a lot of people that can shift things. The one person that I think can really shift things that people aren't talking about, you better know where Chris Paul is going to end up.
Right.
Because if he ends up in San Antonio, if he ends up in New Orleans, if he ends up in Cleveland, y'all better understand what's...
Listen, as much as a super team as Golden State are, they have weaknesses.
Yeah.
And if you listen, we went over them on Sunday. We went over their weaknesses. There are teams out there that are a piece, two pieces, a scorer away from being able to compete. Everybody looked great after they win. Now, can they do it again next year? Maybe, but the way that the NBA might shift, super teams is a good thing. I'm good if there's only 6 good teams in the NBA. You know why? Because I'm not watching most of these sucky ass teams anyway. I mean, other than for betting purposes. But I'm not watching none of these sucky ass teams.
Listen,
let's stack them up. Boston, stack up.
But people acting like in the NBA there's really, like there's always been like dominant teams. It's really only like maybe 5 to 6 good teams anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think again, like you said, like LeBron, he shifted the landscape. KD really shifted because people like, yo, listen, If he doing it, I'm trying to get a ring now because now you got to compete not only against, even if you take KD out, you still got to compete against Golden State. Now you got a KD. Now people like, listen, now, and then, and real quick, people keep talking about it's basketball. No, it's not because it's competition. Because now you got people saying, listen, I want to go after them.
I give you a team.
I want to go after them.
I give you a team if they make 2 moves that they can actually do, this offseason could beat Golden State right now. Minnesota.
Yep.
If Minnesota went and got Paul George and Derrick Rose, I'm telling you right now, I'll pick them against them. I tell you right now, I'll pick them against them.
Yo.
Too young, too fast.
It
would be a problem. Now, would Golden State be favored? Of course, they're the champ. You got to knock them off first. But from a style sense standpoint, they got a big that can stay on the floor that you can't run that death squad with. Nope. You can't take Cap. You not gonna force Cap off the floor. He a big that can play defense and he can stretch and shoot threes.
And everybody else is on the floor at that time. Even if you go your death lineup, it's still 6'5", 6'6", or
6'5",
better.
6'6". And you either at this point got Paul George or Andrew Wiggins checking Steph Curry. Long. Let's see how it works. I'm telling you, it's things out there that can be done that could make this NBA season coming up something to remember.
The other thing that really can help that a lot of people can talk about, and KG hit the nail on the head. We mentioned it almost a year ago now. And Kobe said the same thing. AAU is killing the league. You know why LeBron and them are upset? They're upset because if you think about this new class of athlete that's coming in, they're not ready. KD went to school. Steph went to school. Clay went to school. So with the exception of the LeBrons, and this is what he's looking at, and people need to understand. He's looking at the landscape and saying, what other 20-year-olds out there, and it's either early 20s, mid-20s, or whatever, that can help me, that's ready to help me? Nobody.
Devin Booker.
It ain't.
But yo, Devin Booker.
I'm messing.
No.
Because you right.
But Devin Booker
but
is
nobody else
away.
there.
Yeah,
nobody else there.
That's
Devin
what
Booker.
I'm saying. Yeah. He.
Listen,
Devin Booker would have been something if LaMarcus Aldridge would have made that move and went there
with the Phoenix.
Yeah. Now you say, okay, you put LeBron with Devin Booker, LA.
Yeah.
I told you, as far as 2 guards is concerned, after Clay, my next 2 guard is Devin Booker. Straight like that.
They said that he next Kobe. That's what people saying.
Maybe. Hey, he got a little yo, he dropped 70 and ain't give a fuck about his teammates. He got a little mama in him.
I'll say this. Just listen. Russ, if you're watching, if little no got you up right now, congratulations on your son. Please don't do part 2 that now I do what I want. Don't do that.
He will.
Bring some people in, sing We Are the World.
Nah, he ain't doing
Tell
that.
people that you cool.
He ain't doing that.
Because I know you cool.
He ain't doing
that. You know
that.
what I mean? Because we need some help.
Yo, you know why people like Russ? Because he that throwback player. And you know what? He going to go down with the shit and not get shit. Listen, that's what's going to happen to Russell Westbrook.
Russ, we need some. Sam Presti. Yo, Sam Presti.
Give me a star that want to go there, Russ. Give me a real legit star that want to go and deal with. Everybody say they like Russ, right? But give me a legit star that won't go and play with Russ.
Shaq. That's it. Shaq.
Charles Barkley.
You know what I
Kenny
mean?
the Jet Smith.
All these old school dudes, they love him, but nobody wants to go play
Nobody.
there. Nobody want to go to OKC.
The crazy thing.
Blake Griffin from OKC, you don't want to go back to OKC. No. What type of shit is that?
First of all, he don't want to go back because he know them freckles going to get him in trouble. That's why he don't want to go back. But there really isn't. I mean, everybody loves him, and I think they truly do. But I don't think they see if they can win with him.
Iverson won't go play with Russ.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's anybody that's saying like, "Can I win with you?"
Nah.
You know who would work and they like each other enough to really work? He could go and play, or James would be able to play with him.
Oh, James Harden?
Yeah. Kevin Love would be able to play with him, but I would not want Kevin Love on my team. Just no, don't do that. Don't even look.
Well, no, you wouldn't want Kevin Love on your team if your end goal is you got to play Golden State because they make him look
I just don't want Kevin.
They bring out the worst of them.
I don't want Kevin Love on my team.
Fair enough. No. Fair enough. But you had Harden. You let him go. You let him go. I'm telling you.
Now you making, you know what?
Here's the thing. Everybody, next season is not lost, man. It's a lot. Listen, everybody, the whole NBA season changed last year, July 4th.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Just wait.
Listen.
Just stay warm.
Just wait.
Game of Zone's coming back on. They gonna let us know. Listen, you know what I'm gonna say to all my OKC fans, man? In the words of the illustrious Aaron Rodgers. Relax, man.
There it is.
Just relax.
There it is.
There you go.
Just relax. Russ gonna make it happen. I believe in Russ. I believe.
And Russ we trust.
Yeah, and Victor, you better get it together.
So
that's what I'm saying.
So on that note, man, like I said, we had a lot to talk about, but we're gonna definitely talk about them at a later date. But
tell Bron just to worry about that hairline. Make sure that shit stay where it is.
Listen,
you talk about
he need to cut it.
That fading Wi-Fi signal.
He need to cut it. Both of y'all be quiet.
I see.
Bron ain't got no bars.
Fair. I see what they do in the barbershops now when people fucking their hair is missing. They put like a big afro and they shave it down and they get it all. And they got a whole system now. It's basically like going to a salon. I'm telling you.
And that shit's expensive.
It is. LeBron don't got it.
Yeah, I know he got it. But he didn't stop it.
LeBron, listen, he got enough that he could come back with the nappy fro last year.
Really?
Next year. Yeah. Like the one he had when he was in Boston.
Yeah.
He could come back with that. Like,
easy.
Why you haven't done it just makes me more mad.
Just, everybody never forget Fetty Wap walking around with a weave in his head.
Yes.
And nobody seems to remember. So you can do anything.
Yo, that meme.
You can do anything.
That meme that they posted with Kevin Durant and him. He was like, look at your hairline. And Brian was like, look at your hair.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I was hoping this championship was going to have him get a Dark Caesar or something, but it seems like it ain't coming.
But did y'all hear the story that this dude was so drunk he ain't make it to the after party? He was that bent from the locker room. You seen him in the interview?
I was about to say, he was like, I'm sorry, I had too much
I ain't watch it.
KD said, listen, man, I'm getting all this. Me and my mama.
Sorry, I missed it.
MVPs. Sorry, you missed it.
Yeah, let me not forget about the fake man buns, too, that my brother just pointed out. There's just a lot of fakeness going on with men's hair these days.
Yo, crazy. And the other thing, just my last part of the shot for your gossip, right? Y'all gonna stop excusing this half Dr. Seuss hat that he got on? That he been wearing. Y'all gonna stop doing that. Y'all talk about my boy Russ all the time. Y'all gonna stop excusing.
He got a brown one. He got a black one.
He got a brown one.
What the fuck? It looked like a helmet.
Let me tell you this.
I blame Russ.
First of all, no, you can't blame Russ because ain't nobody telling him put that hat on and ain't nobody telling him put that Fonzie jacket on. You in California. It ain't that cold. We was just there. It ain't that cold at night.
He trying to look cool, man.
All right.
Trying to look cool. On that note, thanks again for tuning into another edition of Don't Shoot the Best Turn.
Look at you like
I'm your boy Professional Sutton.
I'm your boy Chris G.
Just stare at him like this. And I'm your boy The Ruck Report. Jersey.
Peace.
Yo.